Hi, Lara from Forex Info USA with your free US dollar index Elliott Wave analysis for the 28th of February. If you would like Elliott Wave analysis for the euro dollar and or the pound dollar, you can find it on my site. Find the big fat green subscribe button and check out a package that's right for you. Our banner picture on Forex Info has changed. We've got a picture here of a beautiful left point break in a place called Ahipara or Shipwrecks Bay up in the north of my country where I live. Courtesy of Caesar Art, seems appropriate to have pictures of waves on an Elliott Wave website. So having a look today with our US dollar index analysis, as always starting out with the bigger picture to orient ourselves. We had a 3 waves up at cycle degree for A, followed by 3 waves down at cycle degree, this aqueous cycle, for B, taking about 7 or 8 years, that's about right for cycle degree waves. Followed by a primary 1 and 2, and we're just starting the beginning of a primary 3rd wave up. This primary 3rd wave will probably reach 1.618, the length of this first, and will reach probably about 104 or so. And that's going to take at least 3 or 4 months or so, probably. It could even take the rest of this year. At the end of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can expect the dollar to reach levels comfortably above this high point back in 2002 here, or sorry, 2001, which is about 122 or so. So we've got some significant dollar rises coming up. Taking you now to the usual daily chart where this maroon 2 is analogous with this maroon 2. I've just put it down the left here. The actual point that it denotes is slightly off to the left of the chart. We had a 1 minor or blue degree up and a 2 is all complete now, and we're still working on this 3rd wave. And this is getting fairly tricky to figure out what these recent structures are. It certainly has a very corrective look. That's all I can say for absolute certain. So far we have a 1 and 2 complete, and we're working on the 3rd of our 3rd wave, although I am considering placing 1 and 2 down here with a very short abrupt 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th to end 1 pink and 2 pink, which would put this piece with an almost vertical rise right in the middle of our 3rd wave, and perhaps give the structure overall a better look. It remains to be seen what happens in the next couple of days. If we have some very strong dollar rises, as I expect we will, especially now we've breached the lower end of this parallel channel I've drawn, it could redeem itself, and this wave count could turn out to be correct. However, at this stage, with this continued sideways movement in the middle of a 3rd wave, I'm thinking that maybe this 1 and 2 should perhaps be moved further down, and we should have seen 3, and this is possibly a 4th wave within the 3rd wave. That's one possibility I'm considering. However, our targets, the main trend is definitely still up, and our target eventually for the end of wave 3 blue is still 83.5, and it's still going to take another couple of weeks, probably 3 or 4 weeks to get there. This wave count is only invalidated by movement below this point here, 78.44. We do not expect price movement for the dollar down into that zone at this stage. So taking you now to the hourly chart, where we're going to have a closer look at this recent sideways structure, and here it is. So here's the end of our 1 up, what I've got labelled on that daily as 1. And this is our recent sideways structure, and I have this labelled as a combination. It remains to be seen how this is going to turn out. A combination flat, expanded flat correction with a 3, 3, 5 to end W, joined by a very strong clear 3 waves for X, followed by what could be seen as a 5, or could be seen as a 3, 3, and now a 5 in the C-way position. Now, the problem with seeing this piece as a 3 is it denotes a flat correction, and a rule for flat corrections is that wave B must retrace at least 90% of wave A, and in this instance it does not. It only reaches up to 82%. So, as I've said before, counting waves at these degrees well below minor doesn't always work perfectly, and sometimes it doesn't always meet rules absolutely perfectly. But I'm going to go with the rules and say that it's most likely that this is a 5, 3, 5, and wave C can technically end here. It does not actually technically need to reach beyond the end of A, it just usually reaches beyond the end of A. If it does achieve price equality with A, which is the most likely relationship between those two, the dollar could get down to 79.88, just below this lower trend line, before turning up for our next impulsive movement up. However we count the sideways movement, what does seem clear is it's definitely corrective. We can see many threes, a 3, this certainly does look like a 3, this is absolutely a 3. A lot of 3s and a lot of sideways movement certainly does denote a corrective structure, even though we have achieved higher prices. So I'm going to leave this labeling, no matter how I interpret it, as corrective. I expect it is a combination double 3. It certainly is taking its time. Double 3's purpose is to simply expand sideways with horizontal movement and not necessarily a price correction. That's more of a purpose of a double zigzag, and this is not a double zigzag. So either way, we're probably going to have an end to the sideways movement on the dollar. If not already, then very soon, in the next couple of days or so, and perhaps sooner, and thereafter I expect further strong upwards movement for the dollar. I apologise for not having posts on YouTube for the last couple of days. We have had some issues with our site that has taken a lot of time to get sorted, and the site, I'm pleased to say, is running much better. It's much faster and much smoother. So thank you for your patience, and that's my reason for not having regular posts for the last couple of days. I expect I'll be a little bit more regular from now on. So thank you very much for your patience with that. I hope this is useful in your trading. And as always, have an awesome day, and may all your trades be profitable.